Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am Barack with another video. Can you do me, boy, a favor? Can you do your boy even a solid? Please, would you hit the subscription bell? And while you're hitting the subscription tab, mosey on down to the notification tab, select all, so you'll know when my next video and live stream goes down. All right. Without further ado, let's get into today's topic. And I got this from the New York Times from themselves. They got an article about now more than ever, a lot of Americans are leaving retail jobs, okay, by the millions. All right. Now, when I read this article, they were interviewing several people. And basically, a lot of people are being stressed out at a lot of these retail stores. Retail stores such as, Target, Walmart, Kroger, Publix, Aldi's, a lot of grocery stores / retail stores / retail and grocery stores are losing employees left to right. And also in this article, even managers are leaving these jobs. Now, they said in this article because of the stressful environment that they were in is why a lot of people are leaving a lot of these retail jobs by the boatloads. Some people are going back to school, are going to trade school, or putting in applications for other types of work. This one lady that they talked about said she made $11 an hour, which is not a lot of money, particularly in retail. And I believe she's going into childcare. Okay, I think she's got a job in childcare. There are a lot of reasons why a lot of people are quitting retail jobs. The first reason is the pandemic has really put a lot of worries and stress on retail workers because they considered retail workers frontline workers. Okay, during the pandemic, a lot of jobs were closed due to COVID-19 and due to the pandemic. The entertainment field, had to shut down. A lot of other jobs had to shut down. But what jobs continued and thrived and never shut down was retail workers, retail stores, grocery stores, as well as doctors and nurses. All right. They had to remain open. Even the police department, even police officers had to remain open. And I felt like during that whole year while everybody was at home, working at home, or, got special benefits or filled out for unemployment, got approved for it, and they spent the whole year at home just, not having no worries about catching COVID-19, having no worries or concerns about being in stores with large amount of people that don't want to wear masks, people that had issues about wearing masks, social distancing. You didn't have to worry about social distancing if you worked at home, or the government, you got a check from the government. All right. And that put a lot of weighing stress on a lot of retail workers. A lot of retail workers were considered first responders. They treated them on the same level and on the same entry as doctors, nurses, ambulance drivers, military, but they didn't get all the perks in doing that. The stores continued to open. And a lot of people in the early stages of that pandemic a lot of these grocery stores were stressed out because they remained open, and they had to deal with a huge demand, a huge influx of customers coming to these stores, getting supplies, getting groceries. On top of that, people were complaining that the supplies were not there. People were also complaining, even the elderly were unable to get supplies for their home, things of that nature. And that all that comes in a correlation of stress. A lot of these grocery stores and retail stores, a lot of the workers there, a lot of the managers there were stressed out, burned out, worked out, okay? So that's one thing a lot of retail workers had to deal with. Another thing retail workers had to deal with was the simple fact that they never had any rest time. They was going, they still continue to work, and in some situations and in some retail stores, they didn't get a pay increase. They didn't get special bonuses or benefits for at least their service working through these trying times. All right, and that put a lot of stress on a lot of workers out there. So a lot of people felt, particularly retail workers, they felt a certain kind of way dealing with all that stuff. After a while, it's a stressful predicament that you find yourself in. And I feel like when we was getting, and another thing they had to deal with is catching COVID-19. And if they did catch COVID-19, in a lot of cases, they had to stay home. And while they were staying home, they were not making a lot of money, or wasn't making any money at all. But businesses continue to blossom from this pandemic, but the workers didn't see any change, increase in their pockets. It was just, they still received the same pay, but the merchandise went up, the demand went up, the costs went up. But when it comes to the salaries and when it comes to how much you make an hour, that stayed the same. And a lot of retail workers were bitter about that. They're underappreciated, they're undermanned, they're stressed out, and people really didn't consider retail workers on the same level as doctors, nurses, teachers. They just thought that, hey, they're just regular workers. And after a while, that whole pandemic year really opened the eyes of a lot of retail workers. Some people that's been there for 10, 20 years. Some people have probably only been there for a couple of years. It really opened their eyes and their awareness on how the country appreciates or don't appreciate retail workers. All right. And customers don't see the behind the scenes that what retail workers had to go through. The stress, the high demand, the high volume of customers, all those things are contributing factors. The possibility of them getting COVID-19, even if they wear a mask and with social distance, you still could get COVID-19 if you even meet all those demands. When you talk about when you talk about COVID-19, and also the risk that a lot of these retail workers were taking, and it didn't contribute as far as everything went up, the cost of living went up, but the pay stayed the same. All right. So I feel like it's all of these factors why retail workers are suffering. Retail work is suffering the most. This year is different from last year. A lot of things are beginning to open up. A lot of the restrictions are being lifted. Okay, but a lot of people that are in retail, they seen how the world really treats and respect retail workers, and a lot of people saying they're not going to waste their lives working in retail, not being appreciated, making below wages, and dealing with a lot of stuff surrounding retail work. The stress from managers and customers is just beginning to be too much. Always being undermanned, not getting any help. It's all of those factors that apply to why a lot of people are leaving retail. All right. And you're not going to get the best of the best when you talk about employees. Unfortunately, you're not going to get the best of the best. Unfortunately, you're going to get people that if all the good retail workers leave and they do other things, then you don't get those friendly faces. You don't get those type of workers. You sort of get what the fast food industry has to deal with. Okay, you have to deal with people with a checkered background, a checkered past, high school students, college students. Okay, it's just retail is, a lot of people don't realize how much what a person has to go through working in retail. It's the lowest paying job with the most demand. You don't make a lick of money, and you don't feel appreciated by the managers or from the customers. Okay, I'm not saying all managers are bad. I'm not saying all customers are bad. But sometimes people just don't appreciate what they have until it's gone, right? Then you have to deal with both sides of the mask enforcement. You got people that are pro wearing masks. You got people that are totally against wearing masks. You have to deal with both of them and sort of be the middleman and respect both sides of the situation. Retail working is, a lot of good people are leaving it, and they considered retail working a dead-end job. And in a lot of cases, it is a dead-end job, unfortunately. But I wanted to talk to you guys about the article. I'm gonna try to have the article in the description below. And I might do a video about it tomorrow, but I want to do a quick live stream, chop it up with you guys, and talk about it for a little bit. And just comment in the comment section. If you're a retail worker, tell me how your job treats you. Tell me things that I didn't talk about in this live stream. It's your boy, the host with the most. I'm Chris the Don One. I'm up out of here. Deuces, people. Deuces.